Hi, this is Tanya with Create Studios, and today I'm going to show you how you can take some items that you buy at the dollar store or at a discount jewelry place and turn them into something of your own. So we're going to today make some resin cast of some jewelry pieces that we found. And I found these, if you can see this. This was a bracelet made up of a bunch of these little roses that are plastic, and I thought they would make something really nice out of resin. I cut the bracelet apart, and I have a lot of these little pieces that we can use. I also found some of these, you know, kind of like for guys, and it's supposed to be a piece of wood. It's supposed to look like wood, but it's really plastic. I found a cross. And then I bought some little animal findings, and I wanted to see what this would come out with. I'm not real sure because it's got beads in it already, so it might look a little strange, but we're going to try it anyway. And I'm in Louisiana, so I found this, and I wanted to make a cast of that and see what that looked like, or make a mold of that rather. And then I found this really nifty little, it's a little mirror piece, and I thought that was really cute, and I thought maybe I could cast that and make myself some little frames. Here's a mold I had purchased, and I made this one out of this, and I actually used the mod melts for this, and so I thought this is a nice little shape, so maybe I can make me a nice mold of it. But then when I got it home and I flipped it over and I saw what it looked like on the back, see, you can tell this is the front because it's raised right here, but the little back, how nice would this look for me to put a cameo I'd already made. I bought a mold of this on the back side, like this, and then I have a mirror on the other side for $1. I love this. I think I'm going to have to go back and buy a bunch more. So I really like making the frames. Here's another little frame. I bought a little dollar store frame and made a mold of it. So here's how the Amazing Mold Putty comes. In a big jar like this, or you can get the smaller box. And since I have so many pieces, I'm going to go ahead and crack open my big jar here. Now you mix these in equal parts. So I'm going to start with something small just to show you how it's done. And the easiest thing to do is to open your jar up and to get you a ball. Then you're going to get both pieces, both parts, A and B. Make sure they're the same size, and then you're going to mix them together. You kind of want to fold them together. You don't really want to roll it around in your hand because sometimes the heat from your hand will make the mold set up quicker and you don't have enough play time with it. So just gently fold it over itself. You will see that it starts becoming a solid color. You do not want it to be marbleized at all. You want it to be thoroughly mixed. Then once you have it mixed up good, you're going to make it, this is when you can kind of roll it around a little bit, and you want to smooth the top surface out a little bit with your finger because you don't want any creases like this when you push your design in, because then those creases will transfer over to your image. So I'm going to take one of these roses, and then I'm simply going to press it into the mold, and then I'm going to fold the mold up around the edges. Make sure that you don't have it so thin on the back that you can feel the piece starting to poke through. You want to make sure it's still pretty thick down there. Once you have it pressed in like this, I tap it down on my tabletop just so it will have a flat bottom to it, because when I pour my resin in, I want it to be level. So just press it down, and you're going to let that set for about 20 minutes. The way you can test it is you can take your fingernail, press it into the mold. If the shape of your fingernail imprint stays, then it's not quite cured yet. If it pops back and you can't really see it after you pull your fingernail back out of it, then it's ready. So this takes about 20 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to make a couple of other little molds. One thing I've discovered is sometimes you'll pick up some pieces, either like at a Goodwill or a dollar store or somewhere, and you will cast the piece, and the second piece comes out looking so much better than the first piece does. Now, a lot of times at these dollar stores, they don't have a very good paint job on there. So as long as the actual image has a good foundation to it, regardless of how well it's painted or how unwell it's painted, sometimes you can get some really good looking pieces out of it. So I'm smoothing out my putty, and I'm going to take this piece right here, and I'm just going to press it in, and we'll just see how it comes out. It's got a lot of cutouts, so we'll see how this comes out. And for these cutouts, I do like to press the putty in from the back side, because I want, even if it's not going to be hollow or cut out when I pour my resin in it, I want to at least have that little indentation in there. And I curve my pieces up a little around the edges here, and I could have taken the charm out of here, the jump ring out of here, to make it a little bit better, but I didn't. So I'll just deal with that later. And if you have any pieces that you feel as you're pressing it up, that you feel you kind of poked through, like the ear or something, sometimes I'll just tear a little piece off of the edge, and then I'll just tap it in there while it's all still, well, it hadn't cured yet. So here's my piece, and we'll see how this comes out in a little while. And actually, I do think I'm going to take the jump rings off of this mask, just because it would be nice to be able to pour that resin in here and have little jump rings already included. So here's the piece I'm going to cast a mold of. I might actually cast the back side, so I don't have to worry about any of these little rhinestone pieces.